Ants can be excellent pets for beginners, but it's important to understand what they are and what they aren't. Ants are not hands-on pets. You don't take them out, pet them, or play fetch. Instead, they're pets you observe. They create their own small world full of organization, hierarchy, communication, and impressive teamwork. For those who love to watch animals behave as they would in the wild, or for anyone who enjoys building terrariums, natural habitats, or science projects, ants can be incredibly satisfying to keep. They're also low maintenance. Once their environment is set up correctly, ants don't need much day-to-day attention. They don't make noise, they don't smell, and they don't need walking or grooming. But they are living creatures, and they do need a proper habitat, the right food, and regular monitoring to make sure their environment stays healthy. If you enjoy the idea of watching a self-sustaining miniature colony thrive in your home and you're willing to do a bit of research, ants are a fantastic choice. How do you start an ant colony at home? Starting an ant colony begins with one very important step: getting a queen. All colonies begin with a single queen who lays all the eggs. Without a queen, you can't grow a colony. Most keepers either catch a newly mated queen after a nuptial flight or buy a founding queen colony from a reputable breeder. A good beginner option is to purchase a queen with 5 to 15 workers already present. This is called a nenitic, or founding colony. Your first setup should be simple. A clean test tube partially filled with water, held back with cotton, will serve as the queen's initial home. She will lay eggs and raise her first workers there. This test tube can be placed inside a dark container or drawer to mimic the underground environment. Keep it somewhere quiet and stable. Avoid shaking or exposing it to direct sunlight. Once your colony grows and produces more workers, you'll move them into a proper formicarium. It's the technical term for an ant nest that connects to a foraging area. From there, your colony can grow naturally, and you'll get to witness their incredible behavior unfold. What kind of environment do ants need? Ants require two basic areas: a nest and a foraging space. The nest is where the queen and brood live. This should be dark, moist, and secure. The foraging area, or outworld, is a dry, open space where the ants explore and collect food. There are many types of formicaria available for beginners. Acrylic nests, sand setups, and even Y-tong nests are all popular. Some people also make DIY nests using Lego, glass containers, or 3D printed parts. The important thing is that your formicarium keeps the ants safely enclosed, provides proper humidity for the species, and allows for observation. Your foraging area should be secure, with a tight-fitting lid and an anti-escape barrier around the edges. Many keepers use Fluon or Vaseline to keep ants from climbing out. In the outworld, place food, water, and sometimes small obstacles or natural decor for enrichment. You'll also want to regulate temperature and humidity, depending on your species. Some ants prefer warmer, drier environments, while others thrive with high humidity. Always research the specific needs of the ants you choose. What do ants eat? Feeding ants is simple but varies slightly by species. Most ants need two basic nutrients: sugar and protein. Sugar gives workers energy and is typically offered as a drop of honey, sugar water, or syrup on a piece of foil. Protein, which is necessary for colony growth, can come from crushed insects like fruit flies or mealworms, or small pieces of boiled egg, chicken, or tuna. Only provide as much food as your colony will consume in a day or two. Leftover protein can attract mold and bacteria. Some ants are omnivorous, while others have more specific needs like seeds or sweet liquids only. Water should always be available. Most people use a water test tube with a cotton stopper or a small open container with soaked cotton to prevent drowning. Ants don't drink much, but hydration is absolutely essential to their survival. Do ants play or interact with each other? Ants are social insects, and much of their appeal comes from watching them interact. They don't play in the way mammals do, but they do perform complex tasks together: cleaning the nest, feeding the queen, digging tunnels, grooming each other, and communicating through touch and scent. Some workers stay near the queen and brood, tending the eggs and larvae. Others go out to explore the foraging area, gather food, or act as guards. Some even take care of the colony's trash by designating a small dump site. As your colony grows, you'll see their roles shift and evolve naturally. Ants also react to new challenges or changes. Place a small obstacle in the outworld, and you'll watch them find a new path. Drop in food, and you'll see them swarm to retrieve it and bring it back efficiently. Their coordination and structure make them endlessly fascinating to observe. How often should you feed and maintain your ant colony? Most ant colonies need feeding 2 to 3 times per week, depending on the number of workers and how active they are. Smaller colonies might need less food, while larger ones will go through it quickly. Watch what they consume and adjust accordingly. Cleaning is minimal. Ants keep their nest tidy and will move waste to specific corners or the outworld. Every few days, check for mold, leftover food, and waste buildup. Use tweezers or a soft brush to remove trash. Always avoid cleaning or opening the nest itself unless absolutely necessary. Refill water sources regularly and keep an eye on the humidity levels in the nest. If the colony looks sluggish, if workers are dying off, or if the queen is no longer laying eggs, it may indicate a problem with temperature, food, or hydration. How long do ants live? The queen ant is the heart of the colony and can live for years, sometimes even over a decade, depending on the species. Worker ants live shorter lives, often just a few months to a year. As long as the queen remains healthy and productive, the colony will continue to grow and thrive. Eventually, mature colonies may even produce their own males and winged queens. These are the ants that would, in the wild, leave the nest and start colonies of their own. Watching your colony reach that stage is an incredibly rewarding milestone. Can ants be kept alone? Not really. Ants are social by nature and cannot survive long on their own. A queen alone without workers may lay a few eggs, but she'll struggle to raise them without help. Likewise, worker ants without a queen will eventually die off. A successful colony requires both queen and workers working together. If you're starting with just a queen, be patient. It can take weeks or months before her first workers arrive, and she may remain hidden most of the time. But once the workers are born, things pick up quickly, and your colony will begin to feel alive and active. Are ants a long-term commitment? Yes and no. Ants don't demand daily walks, grooming, or interaction, but if cared for correctly, they can live for many years. Some ant keepers have maintained colonies for 5, 10, or even 15 years. It's a hobby that grows over time. You start small, with just one queen, but soon you might find yourself expanding the nest, connecting new chambers, and learning more about different species and their behavior. For people who love slow, steady, natural progression and observation, ant keeping can become a lifelong interest. But even if you just want to try it out for a few months or a couple of years, ants are inexpensive, compact, and deeply satisfying to keep. Ants might not be your typical pet, but they are endlessly interesting. They build, they organize, they adapt, and they survive together. Watching a colony grow from a single queen to a self-sufficient society is a quiet kind of magic. Something that unfolds slowly, but always surprises you. If you're someone who loves learning, observing, and building things from scratch, ants might be the perfect companions for your next pet adventure. Just give them the space, the setup, and the care they need, and they'll build the rest themselves. I hope you enjoyed learning about these tiny but powerful creatures and that you now feel more informed about whether ants are the right pet for you. If you already keep ants or plan to start, tell us your favorite species and setup ideas in the comments. If you like this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more guides like this. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.